This is a glimpse into my life. Life with Eric.
Eric's here.
And I'm Kiley.
And I'm Eric.
Okay, I think we know who you are.
Oh.
So you feeling lucky today?
I'm feeling so lucky today because my friend.
You got a little luck of
and
the
your
Irish?
friend. Is he just my friend or is he your friend
I think
too?
he's more your
He's probably
friend,
just my friend. He's
but-
not Kylie's friend. He's sitting next to
I
you.
mean,
though.
I talk to him only when he comes over.
Yeah, we got Podcast Dan in the house here full of Jameson Irish whiskey and wearing Jameson
I mean,
Irish
he
whiskey.
is also full of probably Irish blood, I'm going to guess.
100%.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
100%.
Not just whiskey.
Are you a full Irish man or are you a full ginger man?
Same diff.
Yeah,
It's the same diff.
Yeah, it's just tomato.
Hand in hand.
I wish you were a little more ginger though.
A little more. Yeah.
Like brighter red.
So what? So the longer I trim.
By longer, you mean older you get, the less ginger you get?
No,
No,
I'm
no.
not older.
Just
I mean,
You
like,
want like
you know,
orange. You want like fire.
I want freckles and fire red.
Oh yeah, no. So the longer my beard gets, the redder it gets. So if
Okay.
I let it actually get all the way out, it gets super. I don't know why it does that, but it gets super red if I grow it all the way out.
Right, like when you were a young man, was it bright red?
All those moons ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was younger, when I had hair on my head, it was more red, and it's gotten like darker over the years, and then it ran away.
Right. Now, what they say with, I mean, I know you're fully blood Irish, but Irish people tend to drink a lot. They tend to have really bad tempers. They tend to, what are some other
Like stereotypes.
stereotypes for Irish people?
Super pasty skin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah.
So
good.
do you
Good.
hit all these
Small
marks?
penises.
Oh, okay. Is
Really?
that a thing?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh.
I don't know.
Wait, is it a thing or is it a stereotype?
Well, it's a stereotype.
It's a
okay.
stereotype.
I know
Well,
it's a thing.
Like, I didn't know
Also-
that one.
I didn't know that one.
Also,
yeah.
stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you might hit a few of those though.
Yeah.
I just don't have the freckles. I think is the only one I don't hit.
Maybe that's what I'm missing. Maybe that's what
You
I'm
need
missing.
freckles?
Yeah.
I was trying to
freckles,
remember
yeah.
all the stereotypes, but do we drink a lot? Well, okay, so that's
Well,
actually the
or
one
they
that's
hold their booze better or less. Like, do they hold their booze better or they get more fucked up? I can't remember
hold
what
their
it is.
booze
Hold
better.
their booze
Yeah,
They
like
hold
they
their
can
booze
drink
better.
a lot. Like you drink a
Yeah.
whole bottle of booze and you're like still
I'm
going.
good,
You're
yeah.
still
Well,
okay.
So that's the one stereotype that's a little bit actually messed up about the Irish is so people think that all Irish are all drunks. Irish, like in Ireland, like proper Irish drink more frequently, but in less quantity. So like in America, like binge drinking is very much a thing. Like
Yes.
people
Yeah,
drink to
Friday
excess.
night, Saturday night.
Friday night they get shit faced.
That's like me. That's how you know I'm not
That's
Irish.
you.
Right.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I'm Polish. You just drink like a bottle of vodka on Friday night
pass out.
and pass out. That's it.
Right. No, the Irish don't. They don't really drink to excess.
They
very
enjoy
much.
their alcohol.
They enjoy their alcohol. When they start to get a little bit sauce, they stop.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But they
That's
drink
the thing.
like every day.
right.
But they'll have like 3 or 4 beers every day.
Yeah,
kind of.
they're heavy Guinness though, man. That's heavy. Beer.
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, what do you want for dinner? Guinness.
Guinness.
Yeah.
I'll take a Guinness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
And a
mashed
potato.
potatoes. It's like
Yeah.
mashed potatoes. So
Potatoes. Yeah.
potatoes and Guinness.
That's the other. What's the other one? Yeah. There's a lot of weird like Irish shit out there, like corned beef and cabbage.
Right.
We were talking about having that tomorrow night.
Yeah,
I was telling Kylie
Is that
we
like
should
not
make
is that a real thing? That's not a real thing in Ireland.
No, it's an English dish.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what about shepherd's pie?
Also
Very
English.
much Irish. Very much
That's
Irish.
Irish?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
not that smarter then?
Is shepherd pie? I like shepherd pie.
Shepherd's pie. Yeah.
Real shepherd pie. They don't make with ground beef. They make with lamb, right?
Lamb. Yeah, it's with
Yeah.
lamb because it's
Mashed potatoes, lamb, peas,
there's
and
like
carrots.
shepherd.
There's like almost no cows in Ireland. It's all sheep.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. That's why they call the clothes. They have those. I can't remember the term for it, but those like sweaters. Those like really cool
Oh,
looking
yeah.
sweaters. It's because it's all wool.
It's all sheep.
Everything's wool. Yeah, because it's just
A lot of
sheep,
sheep.
everywhere. There's really not a lot of beef out there. So yeah.
Are the sheep
shepherd-
afraid of all the men in Ireland?
No.
Why?
No, they're fine.
Why? Why would they be?
You know,
Ew. Why you go there?
don't they do their sheep or something?
Okay.
Am I
Now
just making that? Am I just
you
making
are
that
I
up?
making
haven't
up
heard
a
that
stereotype.
one. Yeah. Wow. Now you're just making shit up.
I'm starting new stereotype. Just came to me actually. Just,
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
it
What
just-
do you think
yeah.
about when you go to bed at night?
Yeah.
No,
Right.
but-
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
You're not counting sheep.
Right. No.
You're fucking sheep.
Yeah. He's like, I can only get to 3, but that's because it
Every
takes
time I
me
fuck
longer.
the third one, I go to bed. I
Yeah,
go to
I'm
sleep.
spent by the 3rd one, and then I'm in my sex coma.
Good Lord.
But with Kylie and I want to go to Scotland, and I always tell you that we should go with you guys because you could show
Yeah.
us around.
Yeah, I
You're
just
like,
came back from
you've
Scotland,
you
yeah.
go all the time, right?
Yeah, I was
I mean,
in
you were just
in
there.
Scotland 4 months ago.
Yeah.
I came back in November. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. What do you like best about back there? I mean, if you had to pinpoint one thing, is it like the people? Is it like the app?
The people. Yeah, the people.
Because you got like it's kind of bro. Hey, bro, I'm back.
Well, they're nice. Like the Irish and the Scottish are like the nicest people in the world. They're so nice and like welcoming.
So when we go there, we're tourists, and we go to some bar. They're gonna welcome us. They're not gonna.
Yeah.
Assholes
They give you the benefit of the doubt, and they assume you're nice.
Well, that's nice.
Like they treat you good. I mean, if you start acting like an American, then they're like, okay, you can go fuck yourself.
Okay, that's gonna happen to Eric then.
No, I'll be fine. I won't be one with the people. That's why I'm inviting Dan to go with us.
You'll be fine. Oh, I'll 100% go.
Yeah.
No, I'm going back to Scotland again this year in October.
Oh, you are?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a pro hockey tournament I go to in October.
Oh, okay.
That's fun.
That'd be nice. Okay. So now that we hit all the Scotland stuff and all the Irish stuff, we never really said that today is the day. We're podcasting this podcast the day before St. Patty's Day, so we're all wearing green. And for St. Patty's Day, we're probably going to go out to dinner after this to Los Compadres.
Right, so very authentic.
We're going to go to a Mexican.
We can go to some Irish pub, but I think they're all pretty crowded.
Do they?
I don't think
where are
the
serve
Irish
food either?
Where are the Irish pubs
Downtown.
around here?
There's some in downtown.
There's
like on Wells or something, right?
There's well,
that one's trash.
There's
is there a bunch of them though?
There's 3
in on Victorian. There's a couple.
Yeah.
Oskies.
There's Oskies. That's where we go. We go to Oskies.
We've been there, but those are like food places. Those bars, right?
Yeah, Oskies does food.
I think Oskies does do food.
Last year, they do. They have a kitchen. It's usually like bar food pretty much, but they did corned beef cabbage last year,
okay.
And that's all they had, which sucked because I don't like it.
Oh God, I'll tell you. Last year, Dan, Kylie on St. Patty's Day, Kylie and I we went down to Newport Beach where Skylar lives to visit Skylar.
Right.
And it happened to be St. Patty's Day, so we made reservations at this place, and it was kind of like a steakhouse type place.
Kind of like it is a steakhouse.
Okay, it's a steakhouse. And so I went there on St. Patrick's Day, and I said, well, I'm hoping you have corned beef and cabbage because it's St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
We were like the first reservation of the night. So
the only reservation we get is
opened.
5 o'clock, right? And we were going to go to the Irish bar after. There's a bar down the street. And which we went to the bar. And I was like 30 years older than everybody at the bar.
Correct.
So, I was like, oh my God.
I was even old.
Kylie was even old at this bar.
Oh yeah,
because all the 20-year-olds Newport Beach. Yeah.
When all like the kids are out for St. Patrick's.
Right. We're like waiting in line to get in this place. I'm like, oh my God, come on. What are we doing? But we actually had a really good time. It was fun. But we went to the this place. It was called A's. And I said, hey, can I get some corned beef and cabbage?
Or like, do you guys have it as a special
It's a special.
today?
And the girl, and he's like, actually, no.
It was a guy, not a girl.
A guy. Okay. The guy says
I mean,
no.
it's 2024. Like,
yeah.
Oh, he was
that's
a guy.
not our decision to make.
It was a girl with a bulge.
Yeah, he was a guy, and there was no mistaking.
There was an Adam's apple.
Right, there was something there.
And a penis.
Yeah, and so anyway, he goes and he comes back out and he says, actually, I made a mistake. We do have a special of the corned beef and cabbage. So I said, okay, I'm going to have that. So we're the first people to put the order in the whole place. It's 5 o'clock. It just opened, right?
Right.
And so I get the corned beef and cabbage. It's like the best thing I've ever eaten in my life.
Really?
It like melted in my mouth and it was so good. And then the chef comes out and says, how did you like it? You were the first one to order corned beef. I said that was the best thing I've ever had. And it was St. Patty's Day a year ago.
So I don't ever need to make it again because I can't compete.
I don't think you can compete with that. It was so
really
good. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh.
I might have to go check that out.
Yeah, it's called A's, this place.
A's.
But I mean,
goodness, Nora.
Tomorrow,
come on.
If you really are ambitious, hop in your car and you'll be there by tomorrow. And you can go
get some corned beef.
Yeah, do that. Hey, one thing, Dan, I wanted to. Is this dog driving you crazy?
No.
Yeah, okay. The dog loves Dan. The dog's like over here,
loves Dan,
playing with him or whatever. But if you need to get rid of her, then
is the dog bothering you?
The dog bothers the shit out of me every second. I
can
can't
see
stop.
your glares at her.
I'm not glaring at you, Dan. I'm glaring at this dog.
Mm-hmm.
But so Dan,
it doesn't help.
Produces our podcast.
True.
And people out there always people will ask about you and what do you do and whatnot. And I was just going to recap. I was going to recap kind of we do our podcast here on a Saturday, usually about 3:30, and we'll go to dinner after the podcast. And if we have a guest, we'll take the guest to dinner. And from there, we do that till about 5:30, and then I usually come home and I have to edit the YouTube video, and then
let's speed this story up.
Okay, I'm explaining kind of what we do because people always ask me, and I edit that, and then I transfer all the audio files to Dan.
Right.
And Dan, what do you do once you get them all?
Contemplate suicide.
Yeah.
Before you want to slit your wrist.
Rethink my life.
Right before you want to slit your wrist, what do you do?
Fill the tub, put the toaster next to it.
I got a good question. Do you actually listen to us, or do you
No,
just?
he said that
used to.
before.
Why I know, but do you sometimes listen to us? Because sometimes once in a while you'll call me and say, "Hey, you said this and on the podcast."
Because don't you listen to like it fast so you don't or like you're looking at sound waves or something so you're not really listening?
So like in the beginning, I used to listen to the episode because I edited by hand. It should not speak Latin. So I used to go through and like, as like listen to, like I'd put it in the software and then like as it's playing and I would hear like levels go up and down and things that needed to be clipped, I would do it like piece by piece. But I've built over, the couple of years, I've built like what's called like effects chains or processes. And it's basically something I've pre-built that goes into the software that I just, because your guys' podcast is so consistent, it's in the same room all the time. It uses the same equipment, all of the, it's a pretty consistent recording. So I have like these presets, and I just take the files and drop them into this effects chain and hit go, and it does a lot of the work for me. But then I kind of go through and skim and look for like anything that kind of maybe stands out.
So what I'm hearing is that maybe we don't need you anymore. Just kidding.
I mean, you'd have to know how to build those effects chains.
Right? Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Do you ever hear?
nothing.
Almost every podcast, I will say, "Hey, Dan, edit that out."
Pretty much every podcast.
But I don't really mean edit it out. I just say
right.
Yeah.
I listen for that and stuff too. I usually get the chunks like.
If you edit it out, I only.
You actually put it in the email. Yeah.
In the email. Yeah.
Yeah.
Email you.
And I ignore it.
Yeah.
He's like, do I really need to edit that out?
Well, no, I meant like so if you say edit it out, but then it's not in the email, I'll ignore it.
It's like
a joke.
Over the years, it's kind of a joke
your
when I
thing
say
now?
something crude or real. Hey, Dan, you better edit that out. Or when the dog's fucking doing what it's doing now, edit that out.
When I do have to actually do more editing is, I'm going to leave a little space there in case I need to edit this out. When I actually have to do more of the, like, I can't do just like the drop stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'll have to edit.
Dan, can you edit that out?
I can edit that out. I can actually pull that out, but I have to do it by hand. The process chain won't pick it up.
Right.
And then some of the guests, they don't, because the noise print, like the sound print isn't the same. And that's so the process chains that I built are built for you guys,
our voices.
for your voices.
Yeah.
So when there's other people and they have,
that's interesting.
Yeah, they have different.
Actually, I didn't really know that. I just got that. Yeah. It's
so
all
when
great
you had
to
a
me.
cold the other week, was it a problem?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
No. So so you guys, I can. Yeah, you guys are good, but then like if you have guests that do this and
yes.
Yeah.
shit like that, like I have to do by hand.
Yeah, like my dad. My dad pulls away and does all kind of weird shit. Or my mom and dad used to share a mic. You should have no problem with that.
That was a pain in the ass.
My mom's good now. She's tight on that mic. She stays right
on that mic.
My mom stays right on that mic. Yeah, she's like lips glued to the mic.
Yeah, they're both better, like relative.
In fact, that mic you have your lips glued to, that's my mom's mic. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, no, they're both
creepy.
better.
Right, when you put it that way.
Sorry, Mom. You and Podcast Dan share a mic.
She's like, I'm never going on this
clean that
podcast.
mic?
Right.
She's like, you got a new mic, right?
Right.
And builds up immunity. You're fine.
You can buy new like pop filters. You can replace these.
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah,
it's like Russian roulette.
You can just like write
microphones.
mom on one.
Mine's always I want mom. Yeah, mom mic. I mean, a bright pink mom mic. Dan and I met originally acting, and Dan's always been in the acting world. And then also, you just did that short movie, and you sent me, and I watched it. And I told Kylie, "Say, hey, you want to watch it?" She goes, "No." I'm like, okay.
I did.
Kylie likes to come into the podcast cold turkey with
I do.
no information at all.
No,
but I watched it.
I didn't need to pre-watch this movie.
Here's what I got out of this short movie. It has you written all over it because
really
it has it's. Is it the devil?
It's a demon.
Yeah, it's
not the devil. It's a demon.
It's a demon on the guy's shoulder and telling him kind of what good ideas and what to do. But it's in this setting of like The Office.
Right.
The same idea.
Yeah,
like
it has
you're
like
watching
the
The Office.
Right.
And there. So I enjoyed it. And the demon.
You enjoyed it? You enjoyed something with a demon in it?
Yeah, because one, I knew Dan did it. So I was like.
Are you just saying that? He historically doesn't like things that can't be real, he says.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, that makes sense.
So he doesn't dig.
I like this one though because this could be real because this was a voice in the guy's
vampire
That's crazy.
stuff.
What? Magic and vampires are real.
He doesn't think. Yeah, right. That's what I said. He says no.
No, I don't like Harry Potter and that shit.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You like any of that?
No.
Oh, you're no fun.
I don't like Buffy either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's just because I hate saying this because I like Joss Whedon, but Buffy is just shittily done. It's not because it's vampire.
The way they did it already.
Yeah, it's just poorly made. It's like porn level acting.
Yeah, I just don't like because I don't like. I like real stuff that can be really happen.
How do you know there's not some demons?
The stuff in your short though,
Yeah.
It's in the guy's head. I mean, it could be in the guy's head too, and it's like I picture it as
you
like
relate to it?
the devil and the angel sitting on each shoulder
Right.
type
There's
thing.
just no angel.
This is no
in
angel.
the- yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
the devil, on the thing. So
Well, that's the funny thing too is actually when it was written, it was written as if it was real, right? Like the demon is real. It's really talking to him. Yada yada.
yeah,
But then on set when we started shooting, it was actually Cody, the guy that plays Mike, the lead. That was one of the questions he asked, because he was wanting to know like the perspective for his character.
yeah.
And he was saying, he's like, so in the film, excuse me, only Mike. So the devil, nobody can see it, or the demon, nobody can see it.
You just hear it.
Mike can't even see it, and Cody's the only one that can hear it. Mike, the character Mike, is the only one that can hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's actually a clip in there where like a talking head of Mike, where he goes, "Oh, it's like having your own personal Alexa that only I can hear," and he's kind of weird,
Right. Yeah.
And so when we were shooting, Cody was like, "Well, hey, I got a question: is the demon actually there, or is Mike crazy?" And I was like, that's a really good question. And that, that's like a good like actor type question.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's funny, because it was written like the demon is real. It's just only you can hear it.
Well, I just assumed that the demon went into him and took him over a little bit, so only he can hear him. He like,
Okay.
yeah.
No, so the concept is that the demon is helping him. So the demon is talking to him. And that's why only he can hear the demon, is because the demon is helping. The demon is speaking to him directly, which is why only he can hear. But it was just kind of interesting, like when filmmaking and acting. So those are the things you think of is like, well, if only I can hear it, is that because the demon is only speaking to me and that's how, demon magic works or whatever? Or is it because Mike is crazy and he's hallucinating and he thinks that, and he's like, and he's hearing voices like he's schizo or something. And I was like, oh, that's wild. And he's like, and I was like, oh, it's crazy. And he's like, well, because that would change how I deliver some of these lines. And then
the demon was giving him compliments to give people too.
Right. Like tell him this, but it's
tell him this.
But it could be like another personality. And he's like, so is Mike like schizo? And I was like, well, first of all, it's
my take is Mike is not schizo.
Okay. No. And it was written like the demon is real, right? It's written the demon is real. Also, it's a 6-minute short film for film school.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was 6 minutes.
It's 6.5 minutes.
That.
Right. Yeah.
You could at least watch 3 minutes of it. Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, it's 6.5 minutes. So it's basically the intro, I have sex, and then the last 3 minutes of the film.
Now,
it's basically the length.
Maybe you don't want to watch that.
I mean, a while ago, you asked me, was that the movie? Did you want me to be something in that movie?
Yeah, I think I had reached out to you
we were out of town.
Oh, for the boss.
Oh, the older
I was going to ask you to be the boss. Yeah.
I got to play that guy good.
He's all, dang it.
I figured it would be that.
The guy we ended up getting, he was funny. He was really cool to have on set. He was a good guy, but he's like 70 or something like that. He was, and I wasn't picturing him being that old. I was picturing him being like more relatable, like 40 or 50. This guy's like my age. I think the dude is actually like properly like 70.
But anyway, I enjoyed it. Kylie didn't see it. And I only saw rough cut too. I didn't see.
Yeah, that's a super rough cut.
Pretty close though. I mean, it's getting there.
Yeah, I haven't touched the audio at all.
Okay, what are you gonna do with it?
The only audio
festival or something, or it's just
I'll probably submit it to some film festival. Yeah. It's the project for film school because I got into NYU film school.
Oh, that's cool. Congrats.
So that was like 3 years ago.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, no.
So still congrats.
That's a good project.
Whatever.
This should have been done like a year and a half ago. I filmed it in 2022.
Yeah,
so it's been almost 2 years. Yeah.
Oh.
I filmed it almost 2 years ago. Yeah.
I recognize a lot of people from acting class in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. You know, the funny thing is like,
Reagan, a few other people.
And I didn't know most of them at the time because I haven't been to Take Two in ages.
Yeah.
But it's, there was a bunch of people that I met for the first time that day, and then I've seen them a bunch of times.
I saw Ray was in Rivers' movie. Ray's kind of the Mexican-looking darker guy.
Skinny guy, blue shirt. Yeah.
I like that guy a lot.
Yeah, I've only seen him
Rivers' movie too.
And there was a handful of people that I knew, like Cody. Obviously, I've known forever. Me and Cody are friends. Yeah, I talked to Cody the other day. Nick. So yeah, that's the funny thing too for the nobody that's going to watch this movie. So the guy that does the voice of the demon has a cameo in the movie. There's a scene in the beginning where it's the guy Ray you're talking about, and I think it's what's his name, Mike Rock. They're standing in front of a cork board, just kind of talking.
Oh, yeah,
this is like in the intro, and then Nick. Do you know Nick Jostin? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and then Nick Jostin walks by. Nick Jostin does the voice of Sarshael the demon.
Oh, okay.
So he's the voice. So he had a cameo, and he also he and I wrote it.
Oh, okay. I saw him in the I know that guy.
And when I say he and I wrote it, I mean he wrote like 99% of it. I gave him like kind of a concept, and he wrote it. Yeah, because he's a writer. He actually when we were talking about doing a film together, he wrote like 3 scripts, and that's the one that we went with. He wrote a couple of other ones, and that was the one we had fun with.
All right, cool.
But so he's got a cameo in it, and then so I've known Nick. And then, so also on that cork board, there's no way to see it because it's so small. But like on that cork board, there's a bunch of flyers, and there's one flyer that's like particularly colorful. It's like solid blue, and it's a flyer for like, oh, it's movie night in the office, blah blah blah. Like come to the office and whatever. And the movie that they're watching is No Virtue, which is a movie that Nick and I did together.
Oh.
It's a Mad Wife production.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a little like Easter egg inside of an Easter egg type of a thing. Yeah,
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Well,
you really can't see it. I thought
and Kylie didn't even see it.
Have you ever caught an Easter egg in a movie?
No.
Well, I thought it was going to be a cool Easter egg, but then going through doing the cuts and stuff, we didn't. The camera wasn't in tight enough, and the picture, because what we did is like, oh, it's movie night, and then there's a picture it was like the poster or whatever for No Virtue. And the image wasn't big enough on that flyer, so you can't. And then based on having the camera and all that stuff, you can't actually see the image. So it's something you would only know if you were on set, or if I tell you.
Now you realize you're telling this all to a guy that watches The Bachelor.
You're right. Who loves a reality show?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're probably into the
I have to do a quick dog check.
You have to do a quick. Okay, Dan and I can keep going.
talking.
We'll keep talking.
We can
Chewing on something, and I'm not sure what.
We can pause, and I can fix the edit.
No,
I can.
We're not pausing, Dan. Come on. We're not pausing.
I'm talking crazy.
How dare I make you? How dare I make you work?
How dare you talk to a post-production editor and producer? Yeah.
Well, here's a good question I want to ask you. What do you think of The Bachelor? What do you think of what's happening? I want to know what you think.
I haven't watched The Bachelor in ages.
Why not?
Because I have.
Because he's heterosexual.
Yeah. The phrase that came to mind was because I have in-house pussy, but.
Hey now.
Okay, here I got 3 questions for you. Are three?
Oh,
obviously we know the answer to The Bachelor. Do you ever watch Vanderpump Rules?
I've never seen it.
Okay. Do you ever watch Love Is Blind? It's a Netflix show.
No. I feel like I've seen a couple of episodes.
Now this is when the host is Nick Lachey and his wife. Nick Lachey was the Backstreet Boy or whatever.
It was 98 Degrees.
It was 98 Degrees, and he was married to Jessica Simpson.
He was, yes.
So he's the host, but what they have is like a row of pods and a row of pods, and they all have a door. And the girl walks in a pod, and the guy walks in a pod, and there's a piece of glass that's muted between them.
So they can talk, but they can't see.
They have to fall in love without seeing each other.
Oh,
so it's just by voice.
That's why it's blind.
I thought it was blind people.
No, but I understandable.
Actually,
because there's that one. There's that
Love on the Spectrum.
Love on the Spectrum where they're retards.
I never seen that. Can you say that on the podcast, Dan? Edit that out.
The funny part about that is Dan has a degree in developmental psychology. I've published papers on autism. Yeah. Right. I've published papers and co-authored books on autism.
All right, say all you want then. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I can't say it because I'm not a retard, so I can't say retard. It's only okay if you say it like Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover.
Oh, yeah.
You can't say retard. You have to say retard.
Right, yeah. And that is funny.
Yeah.
But this Love Is Blind, they get in there and they spend so many weeks and they narrow down who they like and everything.
Okay.
And they don't get to meet the other person unless they get engaged.
Oh,
they
that's
ask
wild.
them to marry him. And then when they ask them to marry him, the fucking slider goes up and they see each other for the first time.
Oh God. Is there any where they're like, where like the other person is like a total porker? And they're like,
oh yeah.
They're like, oh, I love you. Oh.
Well, yeah, that's what you got to see. I mean, it's like.
Well, I would think it's TV, so like they're all hot.
No. They pick like regular type people. They're okay. And sometimes there is a smoking hot chick and then like a dorky guy.
The controversy this season is this girl said she looked like Megan Fox.
And she does not
Absolutely
look like Megan
not.
Fox.
No fucking way.
Outstanding.
Not even close, because she just had darker hair and blue eyes.
The best way, who's Megan Fox's ex-husband? David Austin Green?
Yes.
He
made a statement afterwards.
No, he made a statement and says...
She married David Austin Green?
Oh, yeah, they have like 3 kids together.
Yeah, they're divorced now.
Yeah.
No way.
And she's with Machine Gun Kelly now.
That tracks.
Yeah. But anyway, this David
That
Austin
actually
Green
tracks.
says, I was married to Megan Fox, and no, this girl does not look...
I'm thinking of the right guy. He's the 90210 guy, right? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. But this guy picks this girl based on the facts that, who do you look like? What
Megan
celebrity?
Fox, she does
Megan
not.
Fox.
Oh, yeah, so she's
And
painting
Well, if
this
you
word.
say
He loves
that,
her
you're like,
personality.
fuck yeah, I will
And he
marry
already,
you.
And he already loves her personality because
Right.
they met, they only talk. And she says, and on top of that, I look like Megan Fox. Fuck
Right.
yeah. Will you marry me? Let's just get this glass up because I got to get going.
I would immediately be like,
Right.
she's stealing all my money and she's going to steal my shit.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, you're not.
Yeah, but they know these
No.
people over weeks, like 6 weeks or something, or 4 weeks.
Oh,
or
it's
3
that
weeks.
long?
Yeah. I think it's like a month total thing.
Oh, okay.
No.
But-
They're in the boxes, the cubes? They're in that long?
Yeah,
For the whole
and
time.
Yeah, and they only see the guys all together and the girls all together, so they keep switching partners and they request on who they want to talk to.
so they do kind of like a speed date type thing.
Kind of, yeah.
And then after a while, they really get to know each other. They'll spend like 2 hours talking in the pod. 'Cause all you got is a voice, you know?
Oh, yeah, you could totally marry someone after 2 hours of talking.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For weeks and weeks, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But the guy...
It's coming from the guy that's been married 3 times.
Yeah.
Right.
The guy who...
He would fall hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, my God.
I could see it, yeah.
And then he'd feel too bad if he didn't like him in person and marry him anyways.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
who do you look like? Megan Fox? All
I
right,
like that you're trashing him, but you guys are married.
Yeah.
Right.
You're like, this fucking guy, he'll marry anybody.
Did she
I'm
even
sorry,
say-
what is your relation to
Did she
him?
even
Oh,
say
I'm his
anything?
wife.
Well, she told me she looked like Megan Fox and the fucking glass went up.
Yeah.
So the best thing is this guy's really dorky, right? The guy that picked the Megan Fox girl.
He is real
And
dorky.
everybody wanted this guy. He had
So you're telling me there's a chance.
yeah, right, yeah. This guy had
Love is blind.
This guy had the greatest personality, right?
So he's ugly.
And
Okay.
he had right, and a good gift of gab. So the super hot chick liked him, and you know there's a hot chick in him. So you're like,
Right.
dude, you don't even know what you're missing. This girl's Megan Fox, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And she's being all cool about it. And he dumps her, and you're like, oh my god, he
This
just
is what
dumped,
Eric does at night.
he just dumped the hot chick.
While I'm in the other
and then
room.
he goes in the other.
Yeah.
Then he goes.
I don't
in-
watch it.
And then Dan, he goes in the other room.
Dan. No. Dan.
No, he goes in the other room.
He's like, Dan.
Let me tell you.
And
Let me
and
tell
he's
you what happened.
Head over heels for this girl, and then she drops the bomb. I look like Megan Fox, and he's like,
Done.
within the next
Got it.
session, I'm marrying you. Will you marry? They're both crying. This
Fuck's
guy's
sake.
dorky as can be. So the thing opens up, and they go to each other,
They're both
and
dorks.
he's like, Megan
Not
Fox.
Megan
He's
Fox.
like, the
It's like,
fuck?
Megan Fox. But no, he still loved her because he liked her personality, and
Did
they
he
fell in
though?
love. Well, they ended up not getting married.
Right.
So
Are they still together?
no,
Okay.
no, they're not married.
Is
Don't even-
anybody still together
yes,
from
there's
that?
only one couple, and then only one couple.
Because
was
you
still
watched the
together.
reunion last week.
I couldn't get through the reunion. It was pretty
okay.
bad. But anyway, I'm recommending you watch this show, Dan.
I feel like after the show, the assessment before was that he and I are closer friends than you and I. I think by the end of this podcast, it might.
We think more alike.
I think we're on the same page, and he's slowly
Right.
drifting away.
Right.
He's going like full Leo in Titanic, drifting away.
Yeah. But the question is, here's the question of this whole thing.
What?
Yeah. And you guys are having a good old time over there without
I'm
me
making
involved.
fun of you.
Right.
You made us
You
sit
act
next
like
to
I
each
can't-
other,
you
Dick.
act like I can't hear you. If you find your soulmate,
Mm-hmm. And that's the question he follows up with. too
is your
after that
soulmate,
description.
what if your soulmate's ugly? So you found your soulmate with the fucking glass up and you can't see them.
I feel like my wife would be better equipped to
And-
answer this
I
question.
mean, I
And
feel
then you
like-
find out your soulmate's
How do
ugly.
you really know it's your soulmate behind when you've just been chatting
I
behind
don't
a
know.
wall
I'm just saying.
for a month?
So now
Yeah.
it's not your soulmate. You're my soulmate. I love you so much. Will you marry
I'm
me?
gonna
So
say-
glass goes
Yeah.
up. Oh my God.
I'm gonna say if the glass goes up and you're like, no thanks, not your soulmate then.
Yeah. If that's your
If it's-
reaction.
Yeah. If
But
it was
none
really
of these
your
people,
soulmate,
none
you
of these
wouldn't give a
people, that
shit.
was their reaction.
Well, that's yeah. Well, I think what you're saying is if they're your soulmate and then the glass goes up and you're like, oh, uggo, never mind.
You
then
wouldn't. Yeah.
then they're not your soulmate because obviously
You would never think your soulmate's ugly.
right
Right.
because the physical attraction is part of
Right. You
is
might
part
be
of
like,
it.
us know, like,
He didn't think she was ugly at all.
Brad
He just
Pitt,
said Megan
but-
Fox. Like, why would you say Megan Fox? That's not true.
Right.
Okay.
But
Well,
in a
'cause
way,
she created an expectation.
she looked
Right.
like Megan Fox's uglier sister. I mean, she
Fuck's
looked a
sake.
little bit like Megan Fox in a way.
Maybe it wasn't how she actually looked. It was because she portrayed herself to look like something she didn't, and then he was like, "Oh, well, you lied. You weren't honest."
But here's the thing: they went out
Right.
to once they all met and got in their apartments and everything. They went out with their friends, and she says she looked like Megan Fox, and their friend says, "Oh yeah, she does." So the friends told her that she looked
They agreed.
that if there's a celebrity, and in a way, she kind of looked like
she has some features.
like I said, Megan Fox's uglier sister.
So,
You know what I mean?
so I'm picturing
There's
like
a relation
the
looking.
Yeah.
like the Hemsworths, right? Like Chris
Right.
Chris Hemsworth. Like I'd be gay for Chris Hemsworth, but he's got his oldest brother.
Do you want me to edit that out? I mean,
No,
Dan,
it's
edit
fine.
that out.
I don't give a shit. There's three guys I'd be gay
Right.
for. There's three
Oh.
three dudes
okay.
I'd be
Now
gay
I
for.
want to
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
this. Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth, Ryan Reynolds, and Nathan Fillion.
Oh, who?
How
Who's that last one?
how dare you?
Is that your soulmate?
No.
I don't know who Nathan Fillion. Who's Nathan Fillion?
You ever seen Firefly?
No.
No.
Castle.
Yes.
No.
Yes, Castle.
Yeah.
He's Castle.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. Nathan Fillion.
Well, you got weird taste in men, Dan.
Yeah, he's just
that's a spectrum.
that's a
there.
Who would
personality.
mine be?
I don't. You tell me.
I don't know.
who'd you be gay for?
I never even thought about this.
You've
I-
never been like
I
that's
think-
an attractive man.
I think presented with the opportunity, you'd go for two of the three I mentioned,
Chris
Right.
Hemsworth?
and
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
I was just watching Thor. He was on it.
yeah, that's
Thor. We
Thor.
were just watching Thor. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never thought about Ryan Reynolds.
Any guy
He
who
doesn't
says
make
he
a
wouldn't be
Ryan
gay for
Reynolds.
I don't give. Ryan Reynolds is. I don't like that skinny, weird-looking guy. No.
what?
What are you thinking? Are you talking about Ryan Gosling or Ryan Reynolds?
He might be
Oh, I
thinking
said
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah,
Deadpool.
I'm like, who doesn't like
Deadpool.
it? Right,
Oh,
he
yeah, I was
doesn't
thinking
watch
Ryan
that either.
Gosling. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
would take
still
Ryan
wouldn't pick
Gosling
Ryan.
and
Oh, yeah,
Blake Lively.
Ryan
together.
Gosling can eat a bag of dicks.
Kylie. She said Ryan Gosling and.
No, I didn't say Ryan
No,
Gosling.
you said Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively
Yes.
together.
Yes.
Wow.
I think most people would.
Oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. Yeah, they're married. They've been married for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, I feel like I might have an in with Ryan Reynolds because I have like a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon connection to Ryan
Oh, you
Reynolds.
do? Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, a good friend of mine knows Blake Lively. They were in a movie.
What?
They were in a movie together. Yeah.
Oh God, Kylie just loves Blake Lively.
I do.
I mean, Blake Lively's very attractive. She was in watching the Super Bowl with Taylor. She's Taylor Swift's good friend.
Oh yeah,
so
they're
she
like
was,
homies. Yeah.
yeah, watching the Super Bowl or whatever.
I dig her.
Mm-hmm.
She seems like you
Blake
could get
Lively?
along with her.
Yeah,
Actually,
I know someone
Seems
that knows
fun.
her.
Well, I'd love to have lunch.
Yeah. Can you hook the lunch? Let's just hook the
Yeah,
lunch
let's see.
up.
Well, I'm gonna use that connection to hook myself with Ryan Reynolds first. So
I just want to go out on the record that I can't even recall 3 guys that I'd be
Can you
attracted
go
to.
one?
And Dan rattle them off like
I
they're
find that weird.
Like, I can't. Brad
I'm just
Pitt?
more
You're
comfortable.
just like making stuff up.
I don't even know.
Like Jesse from The Bachelor, Jesse Palmer.
See, no, that's fucked up because that's a real dude. I named 3 people that I would never have a shot with, and I know that for a fact because I have spent time with one of them, and I have no chance.
Who am I obsessed with, Keeks? I'm always obsessed with somebody.
You are always obsessed with
I'm
somebody.
kind of obsessed with Jesse Palmer.
It's weird when it's a real dude.
I
When it's like
know.
a dude you maybe actually have a shot with, then
actually
it's fucking
could.
weird.
When it's like our waiter at Los Compadres. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, you know who does?
Juan-
Steve.
Yeah, I kind of love
That's
Juan.
why you go to Los
Yeah.
Compadres every week?
Yeah,
It's
Juan's real
Steve
cute.
and O'Reilly.
No, Juan,
That's the-
Juan at Los Compadres
Yeah.
is real cute, especially when he
Yeah.
wears those tight jeans.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You know
no.
the 3
And
guys
those
I'd be
cowboy
gay for?
boots,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Like
first
Gabe
one.
at the gym?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
Jesus. He's like, I don't know his name, but the guy that bagged our groceries the other day, I'd blow him.
Okay, my man crush is Gabe at the gym.
Where'd the dog go?
That's a-
She's out there, which scares me, but
Yeah,
she
I
was
was
eating
like-
a pine cone last time.
It's like
so
it's like
I
a
hope
child.
safe.
Like, it's
Right,
been quiet for a minute. What are they doing?
I know.
right, Dan's here, so we're getting to run all our ads. But let's listen to this one, see if it needs any help, Dan.
Okay.
Honey, guess what time it is?
Happy hour?
Yep, and I made your favorite Juicy Tits Vodka cocktail.
Fantastic. Thanks, babe. Love you.
And I love you and your Juicy Tits.
Go to JuicyTitsVodka.com to get your own bottle of Juicy Tits Vodka, where life is the party.
Whoever edited that is a genius. That's all.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it seemed fine.
I don't know who you hired to do your audio, but
Right. Hey, Dan, when you look at the Juicy Tits Vodka bottle, isn't it funny how the bikini thong is in the back? And then
That's great.
And then the front.
I know, it's great
Look
marketing.
at the front.
Great marketing.
Front is that, and the back is that.
wait,
Yeah.
Yeah, the front has a
Hold
front
on.
view, and the back, go just
Hold
grab
on.
it. Yeah.
hold on.
That's the back view, then the front view.
It might just okay.
I mean, it's one sticker.
It's backlit,
but
so
it's,
you can
Hold on.
see it a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. Oh, okay. That's what's fucking me off. Is
You can see the back of the
It was
thong.
backlit, so
Yeah.
it looked like there was an ass in the front.
Right.
Like in Spaceballs when Mel Brooks teleports wrong and his ass is in the
I
front.
can't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Isn't that funny though? That,
It's backlit. I
yeah.
think that's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great that they did that.
Now they give 10% of their profits to breast cancer.
That's awesome.
kind of their catch, you know.
That's great.
And then
Yes.
you know what one of their logos is get tit faced
Get
That's
tip-faced.
great.
instead of get shit faced. Get tit faced.
That's awesome. That's good stuff.
Also genius.
But anyway, yeah. I told her I should start selling this shit out here.
You should.
Oh, you should. Yeah, be like a distributor or something like that.
Yeah.
Like a
I don't know
sales
how
rep.
I set this up. I guess I just ask her.
Just ask her.
Say,
Just
hey, do you
ask
need
her.
me to sell this shit?
Do you want me to sell? Would
Or do
you
you
like
want me to sell this
pay me to
stuff?
sell
Yeah.
this?
Right.
Drank too fast. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Oh, do you want to go make another drink, Dan?
Maybe.
You want to pause? Check on the dog.
What's that?
Yeah,
Pause,
probably
check on
check
the
on the
dog.
dog too.
And just like that, we're back, and Dan's drink is filled to the fucking rim.
And Nora's
Look at that sucker.
alive
Is that all?
and
Is there any
antsy.
ginger in that, or is that all
A little
Jameson's?
bit. Splash
Is it a
Splash of gin.
ginger ale.
Splash of ginge, man.
That's what she said.
Hey,
Jesus Christ.
well, Heather might get a splash of ginge tonight.
Yeah. No.
I'll have to ask her that.
Oh no.
I'll have to get her good and soused.
Yeah, right. Well, it's St. Patty's night. Hey,
Eve.
so
St. Patty's Eve.
It's St. Patty's
There we go.
Eve. So hey, Dan,
Eric.
there's this guy on Instagram, and I wrote it his name. It's date right
Instagram?
stuff. That's the name of his Instagram
What is it?
handle.
Date right stuff?
Yeah, date right stuff.
Right or white?
Right.
What's a good
It's
Okay.
not. It's
That's a
not,
different
it's not
tone.
white supremacy shit. It's
Okay.
date right stuff.
Date right stuff.
Yeah,
Like
and
right, like.
yeah, because I'm stealing some of his stuff here, but
Okay.
I'm
You're giving him credit.
obsessed with this guy on the
He
now
is.
and
He
I was like,
was
Dan's
on his
gonna-
page for
I
like an
want-
hour last
no, I
night.
want you to.
So
I
what's
want
his
you to-
name? Palmer and this guy.
Yep.
We're up to 2.
Yep. We're up to 2.
Yeah, I was flipping back between
his-
Jesse Palmer and this guy.
Do you know his real name?
No,
Oh, okay.
I think his name is Dan.
I think it's great that it's.
No, I don't know his
This
name.
guy's last name is Palmer.
But
too.
the funniest thing, right? I didn't think about that, Dan. The funniest thing is I was talking to my daughter Skylar, and she's like, "Oh, I know that guy. He goes to my gym." And Skylar works at this tiny little private gym. She's a trainer there.
And now you're
And so this
obsessed.
guy, yeah. And so I go, "Oh, you know this guy, you know?" And then I
Give
look
him
at
my number.
Yeah,
There's
he's
a chance.
1.1.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Speaking of man crushes,
right.
Anyway, so he says he goes to different places and he eats food and says these statements, and it's fucking hilarious. I'm going to show you after the podcast is over, but I'm going to read you a couple.
Please
of
don't
these.
read
I
all
wanna-
those.
No, I'll just read a few of them.
Okay.
And I
There's
want to
like
get
10 on that
I
piece
want
of
to
paper.
get I want to get Dan's take on some
Okay.
of these. Okay, this is the first simple one. This guy's just like eating
Okay,
a
just do it.
burrito.
Just say it.
And he goes, "Keep TikTok, ban Congress." Okay, that's just one. That's just an easy one. And then he says, "Good news about all the illegal aliens coming into this country. Crime rates are dropping fast in South America." And he's just like eating a burrito, all calmly saying these things.
Wow.
If Obama really believed that the ocean was rising and we would all be underwater in the next 10 years, why did he buy a $20 million property on the water in Martha Vineyard?
That's a legit question.
That
Why
is
would
a
he
legit
fucking
question.
do that? That's a legit
question.
one.
That's legit.
Yeah.
Your house is going to be underwater then.
Right. It's funny how we lock up items on the shelf these days in Walgreens, but why don't we lock the criminals up who's stealing them?
Right. All valid points.
Yeah.
It's making a lot of sense. I feel like there's supposed to be a hot take in here somewhere, but
No,
it's
there's
just,
there's
these are
not.
just facts.
No, these are just facts.
They're just facts.
Well, yeah. If you lie to the government, it's called a crime. If the government lies to you, it's called politics. He's like eating a yogurt.
I like
It's
that
like-
one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's good.
Pretty funny. The same people that forced you to get vaccinated to keep your job let 10 million people who are unvaccinated and unemployed into the country.
Yeah, that's legit.
Right.
Doesn't
That's
make
legit.
any fucking sense.
What
Yeah.
doesn't?
It's crazy. Ever notice that dogs are male and female when you buy them, but when you cut the balls off of one of them's still a male? It's fucking true.
That is true.
I mean, this guy just spits out facts, but it's really funny how he does it.
I
right?
need to hang out with this guy.
Right. I want to.
Dan
send you
has
to
a
his
fourth
Instagram.
now.
Well, anyway, anybody
Yeah,
can go to
we
it.
might be up
It's-
to 4. What is he like?
What?
Oh, you
Is
don't
he-
know
I
that
don't
I
know
don't
symbol?
know what that
means.
means. Is he?
It's a job. Do you guys? Oh, you guys don't. Tom Segura.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
I do.
he's
I
got
don't-
he's
I
got a
don't know.
bit.
I don't
He's
know
got a
his-
bit where like he's on set and the director is like racist against one of the crew, or not the crew, but like one of the cast for the like this commercial, and he goes, "Well, you can't trust that guy." And Tom Segura's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Well, you know."
He's
Like,
his
rubs
arm
it-
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. He's like because of his
Yeah.
ethnicity.
Well, this guy, yeah.
yeah.
Well, this wait. I'll have you see this
Similar
guy after
to this table.
Yeah.
Right.
TSA pre-check is fast, but crossing the border illegally is faster.
You're reading that whole list now, aren't you?
The whole it's done. I'm done.
Okay.
I read them all.
Oh boy.
I read them
And
all.
you explicitly said, "Don't do the
I
whole
say
list."
don't do the whole
Right.
list. Read like 3.
You know who loves the list? These guys right here.
This segment of Life with Eric is brought to you by
430 National.
Great American Storage
America.
and Reno Yard.
For all your outdoor storage needs. You know. This dog just loves you. You want to take her home? I need a break.
Eric wants you to take her home.
I was
Would she
gonna
play
say
with your dog good?
Yeah, she would play with my dog good.
Yeah.
My dog would love her.
Your dog's basically. Is your dog a puppy or 4 years old? You said.
No, he's like a year and a half. He's a
Oh,
puppy.
okay.
Yeah,
so
like
he's still a
not a
puppy.
4.
So
yeah. He's
so-
he's bigger than her, and he's like he's like the dog version of Lenny from Of Mice and Men.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't look at me like that. I've read books.
Yeah.
Eric hasn't, so he doesn't
Well,
know what
Eric
you're talking
Mice
about.
and Men. That's
Yeah,
like that's
he's
like,
like,
when you
I
read
pet-
when you're a freshman. I was
Yeah,
like,
he's
wow,
like, I
that's-
pet the bunny.
Yeah.
You know, that's my dog. He doesn't realize like his size. So not that he's 70 pounds, but like we take him to the dog park and he just like, I like you, smash, and
Right,
like
right,
stomps
right.
their heads.
Yeah.
Nor does that to us.
I know. I feel like the vibe I got from Nora, I think she could handle him just
Yeah.
fine.
Well, she bounced back and forth.
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
running around
One,
him
she's got
and-
like the energy, like she's springy. I
She's
think
got
they
a lot
would.
of energy.
I think they would play really well together. I don't know. I think we could hook up a date.
Yeah. That's
My
Mike-
date.
My
Dog date.
my kid, your kid. Let's see what we go. Let's
okay.
see what happens. Yeah.
Call each other up or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking
Eric will be my brother-in-law
Yeah.
because our dog's
Yeah,
coming.
you don't. What?
about.
And my dog's neutered, so you're good.
She's spayed.
Outstanding. That's
Yep.
like me and my wife. We're both fixed.
Oh, you're both fixed?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So I'm like, if
Well, it's
she
interesting that they're both fixed. Usually just
Right.
one or the other.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you've been
no, we're
married
both.
before. Yeah, I
Right.
get it. You know.
and we both got fixed like within like a year of each other too. That was the
Would it
weird
be
part.
weird if you got pregnant?
If she
somehow?
got pregnant, I would
I
be
don't
like,
even know how that would happen.
I'd be like, this
Yeah.
child is either going to be the Messiah
Yeah,
or
this is-
like
Right,
the
it's-
Antichrist.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
this
like
is
a-
either an angel or a devil.
Yeah,
One or the
it's
other,
gonna-
yeah.
Something.
Yeah. For sure. I was like, something's going to happen. Like we're going to see this through. It might be the end of the world as we
Yeah,
know
right.
it, but we're
It
going to see it
happened on
through.
St. Patrick's
I'm
Day
going to record
Eve.
it either way.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day. Something happened St. Patrick's Day
Right.
Eve.
This could be the day. Yikes.
Last week on our podcast, we announced a couple things. Said we need a new sponsor.
Right.
So
Always.
if you know anybody that wants to sponsor us and not get any return on their money, it'd be great.
I actually might know that.
And I was telling Dan a while ago, I wanted to do a live show sometime and somewhere.
Right. You're telling
And
me
so
this forever.
we were trying
Oh,
to figure out
yeah.
how we're going to set that up and do. We have to fill the place by about so many people or whatever.
Right.
I want to do this.
Right.
but-
Like a
Pay them to
like a
be there,
live
but it's
like a
fine.
live stream.
Yeah.
Like live.
I
Yeah.
mean, no,
We could record
probably
it
not.
still,
Yeah.
but or we just do a live. We could record it still.
It's for a live audience.
Because I would like to have a
for later.
mic set
Oh,
up
okay.
and a live audience come up and talk to us.
Yeah.
and
Well, that's
stuff,
'cause
and
you
we
can
ask
do, like-
questions and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. So okay,
Yeah.
so I didn't know because you can like live stream on like on. I think you can do it on
On
YouTube.
Facebook.
Facebook,
And
yeah, you-
Instagram.
Well, we could
Yeah,
record
yeah.
it still and live stream at the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
time.
yeah.
We'll just
Well,
do-
most people would do it that way. Yeah,
We'll just do.
that'd be super.
We'll just do both. That'd
I
be
don't feel
fun.
like it would
Oh.
be that hard to do. You just have to
No.
get
I
the
did 2 different cameras.
you just have to get the people to show up.
And yes, and the
Well, we'd have to
peeps.
get a good audience of maybe like 50 people or something like that.
I don't think you'd have a hard time doing that.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
I
it'd be
hope
fun.
not.
Yeah,
But
but
I
then-
don't think so
No,
at
people
all.
could
I
ask
don't
us
think so
questions,
at
and when they
all.
ask us questions, they come up to the mic and ask
Oh,
them,
okay.
and then we'd answer the questions or whatever. But we'd probably need you involved and help figure this out.
Oh yeah, no, that'd
Yeah.
be
we
easy
need a new
enough.
sponsor to pay Dan to do a live show.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So
I would do it for the fuck
yeah,
of it.
anybody wants to come on in, that would be great.
No, I've been talking to some other audio people recently that do
Uh-huh.
that do podcasts and stuff that do
Uh-huh.
basically the same work that I do for you, and it's you're getting a good deal.
Oh,
getting a
he's
good
on,
deal.
and we're going to talk about
And-
that next
and
month.
yeah,
No, I don't
Yeah.
care. Well, that's the
You're
thing is
getting a
I'm
good deal.
happy to do it. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Good.
fun for
I'm
me.
happy. No, I was going to tell you in the last almost 3 years now, we became friends because we're
Yeah.
just, working together. And I was just saying it's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
And
it is.
And I really enjoy talking about you on the podcast and giving you shit on the podcast and going to lunch and doing whatever we do and hanging out because I learn a lot from you and maybe you learn something from me. I don't know.
I do. I feel like I get like low key like Reno famous from the podcast.
That's your podcast, Dan.
I've had multiple people like they hear me and they're like, "Oh, your podcast, Dan."
Oh yeah, yes I am.
Yeah,
I have had that. Yeah. I've had that more than once. Yeah.
And I figure, if I work on you long enough, I can be that number 4 man.
Oh, that's what you're trying to do.
Number 4 guy after Ryan Gosling or whatever you said.
You don't have to work.
Ryan Reynolds.
Not a Gosling.
You don't have to work that hard.
I'm easy. I'm approachable.
I mean, you give me free booze, so
right. Yeah.
I've got so much Jameson in my house that you've given me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, right. And
you're not the lush we thought you were then.
Yeah.
No.
Well, shit, you drink enough of those, Dan. I'll be good looking to you.
Shit.
Also true.
That's why Kylie's drunk all the time.
Right.
She needs to be.
Yeah, right. You're like pouring whiskey into her milk and water.
If you dehydrate, have this water.
Yeah. Right. You're looking a little dehydrated.
It has some liquid IV in it.
Don't mind the bite.
Worry. Yeah.
It's vitamin. It's vitamin
Liquid
C. Don't mind the bite.
Yeah.
Life with Eric podcast is brought to you by Petrilla Concrete Construction. My brother Marcus and my dad, and Mel, who loves us. I should have been. Mel wrote us a nice message. I should have read it. I'll read it in our next podcast or whatever.
You do that.
And doTERRA Essential Oils. That's Aislinn Mueller at her handle at Insta.
Oh boy.
Is at This Essential Life. And if you like this podcast, rate us a 5. You can follow, subscribe, share it with a friend, and maybe we'll get a couple more listeners, one listener at a time.
Right.
I got one more question before we wrap this up, Dan.
Hit me.
Do you believe in leprechauns since you are Irish?
Yeah, of course. They're real. This is like
it's leprechaun. Like, are you serious? Or are you just bullshitting me? Like, leprechauns are real.
It's a real thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Are they actually how they're portrayed in like pop culture?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Why? Then what do you mean? You're like a genie?
What?
Yeah. Well, it's like so in pop culture, it's like, oh, follow the rainbow.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's fucking retarded.
Okay. And what's a leprechaun to you then?
Well, it's more like mystical, like they're tricksters, right?
Oh, okay.
Like a pixie or a fairy type.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's an answer I want to get.
Not that I'm calling leprechauns fairies.
Have you ever seen a leprechaun?
Every time I look in the mirror.
I never want to be the Lucky Charms guy. That's about it.
That's right.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's offensive. That's like cultural appropriation at its worst. Like,
how come Lucky Charms has not been pulled off the shelves then?
Because it offends white people.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, I got a weird question for you.
Oh, here we go.
Have you ever fucked a leprechaun?
Ask my wife that.
I couldn't even get that out of my mouth.
You couldn't get that out. You were like embarrassed to ask that.
It was like half a sentence. Well, anyway, on that note, dear.
On that note, let's just end this.
This is last call. This is easy. Who are we going to cheers today? Oh, the leprechaun?
Leprechauns?
I think we're going to cheers Jesse Palmer.
Oh, no.
Yeah, right. He's coming for you.
But of course, we're going to cheers our guest, Podcast Dan. Love you, Dan.
I love you.
Thanks for all you do, Dan.
Yeah, thanks for all you do for us. We really appreciate it because we'd be floundering and wouldn't be out there without you.
I don't know if that's true, but thank you anyway.
I'd have to put in more work.
Yeah. Kylie would have to do way more work. It would just be a nightmare.
It would be.
It would all fall on you, not on him.
Exactly. I don't want that. He'd yell at me all the time.
Right. Like,
you're probably saving our marriage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go, Dan. That's probably awesome. True. That's probably true.
Add that to your resume.
Yeah. Sweet. Save the marriage. So, like, can you go ahead and expand on that?
I save marriages every day, every week.
Yeah, all the time. Every week. Once a week, I save a marriage. They're
That's
like,
your own podcast. You could have a marriage-saving podcast.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, from the guy who's been divorced working on thrice.
Well,
no.
Maybe you could do that together. That'd be our podcast together. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yikes.
On that note, subscribe or follow us on wherever you listen to your podcast, or just go to our website at lifewitheric.com.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for updates and a closer look into my life with Eric. To all of our listeners out there, remember, it's always happy hour here.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Dan. Thank you.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, love you, baby.
Love you.
Love you.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. Love you, Dan.